It's Coach Ken in the AM. And as I always say, let's talk to the hand today. Here's where we're going to ask the 5 most important questions. So whenever you get to see this, here's where we're starting. How are you eating? How are you exercising? What are your extras? Who are you encouraging? And how are you elevating? And the best question ever, what is the wise thing to do? Don't focus so much on what is the right thing or the wrong thing. Don't overanalyze. Look at this. What is the result that you want? What decision are you going to make that's ultimately going to move forward that one thing? What is the wise thing to do? What gives you the most opportunities? What helps your health the most? How does it improve your spirit and your soul? What is the wise thing to do? Hey guys, welcome in. Again, this is Coach Ken in the AM, and as you come in today, those are going to be the 5 things that we're going to talk about. I know what lives do, and that means that people come in and do all kinds of stuff. I get all kinds of folks that stop in, incredible folks. I've got a regular group of folks that come in, and I have new people all the time. And I have the few folks that come in that want to stir up the pot. That's all right. I will remove them if needed. This is to be a place that we have conversation, that we have encouragement. However you are at on this journey, we are excited that you're here. I'm excited that you're here. And I would think that the folks that are my regulars would be happy to meet you and excited to meet you every single day. What they know, as well as you now know, what this channel is about. It's about you, healthy in body, mind, and soul. I want the very best for you. In fact, I usually spend time every day praying for the people that are coming into my life, that I can be a help to you on this life journey. And for me, I come right out in front and say this. You know, I am a nutrition coach. I've also been a pastor for 30 years. Now, I've been on a period of journey right now that I've taken some time away from full-time ministry, but this has become part of my ministry to help people on this journey. So I welcome you in as this live gets underway to simply start asking those questions, and you know where my live goes. How are you eating? How are you exercising? What are your extras? Who are you encouraging? And how are you elevating? And the best question ever, what is the wise thing to do? Let me know where you're coming in from. I am Coach Ken. I am up here in Anchorage, Alaska, and won't be in Anchorage for much longer, actually. But we will certainly be, right now, we're slated to be in Alaska. So welcome in. Project Key, welcome in, welcome in. Tell me where you're coming in from. I see we've got some more people starting to make their way over to the live. Welcome today to my live, and I hope you're having an awesome one. Let me know where you call home. You don't have to tell me the street and address. All right, I don't need the zip code. That's all right. Just tell me what state or what town you're in. Any of those will be just fine. If you might know, I am up in Anchorage, Alaska. You are in, is that your name or Douglas? Is that Douglas County? We got Erica. Good morning. Erica Lynn. JC, good morning. Good morning. Welcome in. Where are you guys coming in from? Bay City. Bay City. Okay. Awesome. Very good. Very good. Awesome. How is the weather down in Bay City? Zayla, good morning. Good morning. How are things down in Bay? What's y'all's weather like? We are -4 today up here in Alaska. Sayville. All right. Welcome in. And for those of y'all that are new, part of this, I like to say this because this is in the education format, according to the category. And I know that I usually have a lot of younger folks that come in, and I want to be respectful for that too. So we don't want to get into too much detail. I know I have had some people that have like taken it all the way down. Cold and it's hot. Okay. You're going to unpack that one. It is cold up here. It sounds like it's hot and you've got some great weather. We are a solid 34 degrees. Okay. That would be a heat wave for Alaska right now. Zayla, you're at -20. Holy cow. Where'd you say you're at? Or did you? I don't think you did. Zayla Bela. -20. So you're in comparison to what we've been this week. We had -12. We woke up yesterday. We were 20 like 2 days before, and then all of a sudden it was like -12 yesterday. I was like, what happened to my weather? And today it was like, I think we're -4 to start the day. So those of y'all who don't know, it's kind of a funky thing, because most of y'all are I'm a redneck from down south, transplanted up here to Alaska about 7-8 years ago, and it is crazy. For me, it's like now I'll go outside in this temperature. I won't wear gloves. I mean, it's like under my truck, it's crazy. You get used to it and your body adapts. It's the weirdest thing in the world. But yeah, man, 30 degrees. We be wearing Crocs and shorts up here. It's nuts. So totally get it. 150 degrees. What? Well, that's like starts to cook you. That's like, no. Where on earth is 150 degrees? My word, I don't know any place it's that. We're gonna stay away from that for sure. Hey, welcome in, folks. New folks coming in. Welcome in. Sorry, I'm not sure. So I've got a little bit of a cough. It snuck up on me somehow. So here's the thing. So as y'all are coming in, here's what I always talk about. These are my thing. I always say, talk to the hand. These are the 5 questions for your overall health. And it doesn't matter how old you are. These are going to be the questions that will guide your health journey, body, mind, and soul. First, how are you eating? How are you exercising? You put those two together health-wise, you're going to be okay when it comes to your health. How are you eating? How are you exercising? What are your extras? What are those supplements? What do we need in that? Erica Lynn, good to see you this morning. Again, you said hi again. What are your extras? What are you needing right there? I met my town's name is Salesville. Okay, all right, very good. And what state is that one in? So what are the supplements that you need? What do you need to boost and help your body? Many times, like here in Alaska, vitamin D3 is very important because of the time we don't have the sun. Most of the year we alternate between a lot of sun and a little bit of sun. So like right now during winter, we might get 4.5 hours of daylight at winter solstice. When we get to summer, we will have, here in Anchorage, we'll have daylight for 20 hours. Sylvia, good morning. So it's a huge difference, and our bodies are going to take the D3. So supplementing with D3 is huge. So that's one of those extras. JC Miller. Oh, okay, over in Ohio. Where is? I know Ohio's got a large population, but so many people come from Ohio. And then I have a whole group from Japan that comes in here. So lives are fun. I'm really enjoying YouTube. Is so much more fun. Erica Lynn, I'm moving to Florida. Oh, okay, very cool. We're in Florida. We're planning to move north in Alaska. We're going to go where it's a little colder, right? So we're in Anchorage. We're going to be moving just a little bit farther north. Kana, Canadian cat. Sorry, it took me a second. Good morning. How are you? So we're going to be moving to about 2 hours north. Well, I appreciate that, Jace Miller. I try to be. I'm just a 54-year-old guy that's a nutrition coach and pastor, and I want to give. The crazy thing is, I started this live, part of it for coaching. That's what I do, and everybody seems to keep coming in here and saying this is like the most. Somebody said the most wholesome live on YouTube that they found. So I was like, wow, okay, because I explored a lot of these a couple weeks ago. I had been on YouTube before. I have a pretty successful, decent real estate channel. I'm doing pretty good, Canadian cat. I got a little bit of a chest cough. I got a little phlegm. Ugh. All right. How are you doing? I was on TikTok, and I didn't know that YouTube had started a live feed, and I just stumbled upon it like I don't know, a couple weeks ago. And TikTok has been like, I got up and started telling me that I kept getting restricted. You don't know where you're going yet, okay? And happy Friday to you, Canadian cat. I kept getting restricted for talking about nutrition and health and this and I was like, what is going on? And it was like every time I got on, I got to where I was just going in and saying, what are things that you're thankful for today? And I got restricted, and I was like, well, I'm just going to stop. So I said, I've got to figure something else out. And then I stumbled upon the YouTube lives, and I didn't see anybody doing what I was doing over on TikTok. Didn't even know if it would be something people would be interested in, but I said, I'm going to jump over here and I'm going to figure this out. So Sylvia has been one of those that has found me early on, and I'm excited to see some new folks in here. Some of y'all are brand new to me, so I'm excited to get to know you guys. It's I know this is kind of a younger crowd. A lot of what I do, because of my age, I coach a lot of people. Well, I am too. I'm glad I found the shorts feed, that it was another opportunity. I still will do TikTok as well. Tonight will be a good day. I hope. Mindset. Don't say it. I mean, hope for sure. Tonight will be a good day. Don't say that I hope. Tonight will be a good day. Today will be a good day. Start putting that mindset. This is, actually, it's even better to say, today is a good day. This is a good day. When you start doing that, your mind starts to look for, the radar goes up, right? The radar dish goes up on your mind. What are the things that make today good? I'm going to start looking for that. This is a good day. Your mind will start to look for those things. This isn't the power of positive thinking. This is how your mind works. And so we want to work on that mindset. So when I talk about, I want y'all to put up your hand for a second. How are you eating? How are you exercising? What are your extras? Who are you encouraging? And how are you elevating? This is that mindset piece. All right, this is that spirit piece. How are you doing that? What are you doing? And who are you encouraging? Realize that you, who was it that said it? Oh, golly Pete. Zig Ziglar. If you help enough people get what they want, you will in time get what you want. Just think about that for a second. That's what the golden rule is really about. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I always say, go be excellent to one another. That's my Bill and Ted sum up the golden rule. Go be excellent to other people. You'll make it a good day. You'll start to make it a good day. Because you're going to look on the faces of the people you meet and go, wow. It's just like when I help people with insulin resistance. When I help people, and this is the number one issue that's happening in our world health-wise, is insulin resistance and metabolic health. When I help people and I get those messages, I reverse my diabetes and my blood sugar numbers. I lowered my blood pressure. I lost however much weight. Well, it was great to meet you, Canadian Cat. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Make sure that you're on here, because I get on almost every day. I wasn't live yesterday. There are days that I just can't, but this is my time. So if this is typically my time slot for Coach Ken in the AM, even if it's not AM for you, it's AM for me. So that's where I put it. But yeah, if you got questions, if you've got thoughts, maybe if it's not somebody you, awesome. I'm so glad that you did. Where in Canada are you, by the way? I'm sorry, I gotta silence my phone here. It's like totally going off all over the place. There we go. Awesome, Erica Lynn. Thank you so very much, y'all. We're gonna build this channel. It's gonna be awesome, and it's gonna be a great place to encourage people where we get healthy together, right? That's what it's all about. And I want to help people do that. And it's because it's not. Here's the crazy part about it. It's not just about old people like me, right? It's about realizing on this journey, when I started this 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with diabetes. I'm a cancer survivor. I lost my first wife to colon cancer back in 2016. I'm married to Dr. G now. Erica, I'm so glad that you're going to be here. And we got to get the word out. We got to keep talking about it, and the likes and the shares and that kind of thing has helped YouTube know that folks are liking this, because I'm still really new to this. I really didn't get underway. I started my channel a year ago on this, but I really didn't start working on it until here recently. So that's a that's kind of a big part of it. Trying to get on my page here. I don't remember where I was going with that. Let's see. Huh? There we go. Crazy stuff. I appreciate it. But part of it is helping people. It doesn't matter where you are. Oh, I know what I was going to say. So I found this summer, they said the studies came out that 1 in 3 teenagers, adolescents, are now pre-diabetic. I don't know if y'all realize that 1 in 3 teenagers is now pre-diabetic. So everything that I'm talking about here are things that under age 18, actually even 21, I mean, we're dealing with. And 1 in 3 adults is pre-diabetic. So, and they don't even know it. So this is huge. And as we've talked about here, these things that we're talking about, in a group that I'm a part of, I asked a question this week: what would you go back and tell your younger self before you were diagnosed with diabetes? And in part, that gave me encouragement and passion to come in here and talk, because if I'd have known what I know now, I would have told myself not eating things in bags and boxes and bottles with barcodes is not denying yourself anything. That's not real food. And that's the thing. If it can last up on a shelf for months and years, it's not real food. So that's a huge part of our health. And that's not being a conspiracy theorist. That's looking at the statistics. Let me show you something. This picture will surprise you. This seems to be getting a lot of people's attention. And this is not to shame anybody, but here's the thing. I want you to look at the difference. Now, besides just looking at the weight here, all right, that between 1960 and 2026, obesity has become one of the largest problems. Diabetes, high blood sugars has become one of the largest problems. And we're constantly chasing the sugar when, in truth, this comes about because of insulin resistance. And insulin resistance comes because we are eating 6 to 11 times a day, and we're prioritizing things in bags and boxes and bottles with barcodes. We're eating things. I'm 5 pounds overweight. Well, that's not too bad, right? You know, I was 200 pounds. I'll show you my picture in just a second. I was 200 pounds when I was diagnosed with diabetes. I'm not going to share my wife's weight because that's rude. Men and guys, don't ever do that. Right? It's important to know. All right, don't ever do that. But it is definitely a sign of potentially of insulin resistance. So this was us when we were diagnosed with diabetes. All right, I was 200 pounds and I needed to get down to 150. I'm 93.7. So keep in mind that fluctuation, you're in good shape. All right, and I don't think you shouldn't even be worried about that. At that where you're at weight wise, you should be fine, Erica. All right, it's knowing how do you feel at that point. All right, part of it is how do you feel about yourself. Now the statistics say I should be even, like I said, it's winter time here in Alaska. I try to stay around 150. That's my goal. I feel best at 150. The medical statistics say I should be 145. And I don't feel good when I get below 145. So 150 is my goal. At 150, my waistline, these are the more important things. My waistline went from 34, almost 35, back down to 29 and 30. My shirt size went from an extra large down to a medium. Right? And it's just learning how to do that correctly. You can see the difference between what happened with my wife and I on this journey to health, right? And reversing insulin resistance and getting metabolically healthy. Now we are metabolically flexible. Our bodies are able to handle the things that we eat, and the migraines, the brain fog, the Joint pain that we had is gone. Now, if you're younger, you're probably not so much worried about issues regarding high blood pressure, but you might want to be aware of that. We have kids have now been diagnosed with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease as young as 6. That's significant. That's a huge thing that we need to realize, that issues related to our metabolic health are impacting us at younger and younger ages because of our modern food environment and the way we live. So let's talk a little bit about that. Those of y'all that are coming in, I'm going to move this down a little bit. So we're going to do this so I can throw up not throw up literally. I'm going to put up what's going to happen is this right here. We are living in this modern food dilemma, all right? And we don't know about it. And because it's political now, we're talking about politics regarding our health. We're ignoring really what our body is trying to tell us. And the thing is, when we eat 6 to 11 times a day, our blood sugar spikes and our insulin increases because that's what our body does. Insulin is the hormone that's controlling those blood sugar levels. Insulin is what's controlling that. So every time you're eating, your body is pumping out more insulin. Your pancreas isn't broken, all right? It's just having to make more and more insulin to control the blood sugar spikes. So if you think about it, if 1 in 3 teenagers is pre-diabetic, it takes about 10 to 15 years of being insulin resistant before those signs really start to throw up, like pre-diabetes. That means that when we were born, we used to start looking at all of the things that look, I'm a parent. I have 2 grown kids. I was just talking to my daughter the other day. Why do we have hair? Keeps your head warm, right? Because part of it is helping to control the temperature of your body. Yeah, so part of it for me is being insulin resistant. Part of it is my hair. Now, I actually shave my head. I keep just a little bit up there, and I could have it out longer. My hair's gotten thinner, but part of it has to do with insulin resistance. My wife's hair has gotten thicker because she reversed it. Yeah, but see, that's what you got hair. Yeah, you got it all over, and part of it is to help. It's our fur. That's part of it. But here's part of it is also realizing this is our modern food environment. We will drink apple juice, right? If you are low in blood sugar and go to the emergency room, what are they going to give you to drink? If you know, type it in the comment, right? Type it in the comment. That peel around the apple is pectin, and pectin is a fiber. And everything in nature, whether you want to say, oh, it's okay, Eric, I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you subscribed. You'll come back again and we'll talk some more, right? That's what I'm here for. We also have a Facebook group that you guys are welcome to join. That is free to join and be a part of. But here's the thing. I want you to understand something. Every time you're eating that apple over that apple juice, this fiber in nature, God made everything that would spike your blood sugar to have fiber with it. And the reason that fiber is there is to control that blood sugar. All right? That fiber changes the profile of the food. And so when we start our meals with fibrous things, are you going to be live later? Probably not later today. I've got a pretty full schedule. I will be live probably tomorrow. This time, most days I go live. And sometimes I will pop in and do some other lives. It's just really when I can. So if you're subscribed, you'll get that alert if I'm going on. But I'd love that. You're always welcome. But I'm on most every day. And I'm finding that to help really as far as growing this goes. So yeah. So just kind of make sure this time. This is Coach Ken in the AM in the morning, because this is it's 5:04 up here in Alaska. So I know Eastern time, that's 9 o'clock in the morning, and helping with that. So make sure that rather than have that apple juice, which now has no fiber in it, that you're getting that fiber. That is going to help slow digestion, all right? So you're going to feel full longer. Same thing with rice. Now, here's the thing. I know people get on me about this. Well, people in Asia eat rice all the time. Understand that. Understand. And they're skinny. It's not about that. You can be basically skinny fat. You can have visceral fat underneath the skin. That's that hard, heavy fat that's not healthy. Now, granted, no, it's particularly healthy, but that's the hard fat that builds up around our organs. So in China, in Japan, in Asia, the rates of diabetes are the same as the United States. So don't think for 1 second that because they're more thin, that diabetes is not an issue. You don't have to. Now, it definitely is a sign, one of many. So, basmati rice is packaged in fiber in nature, right? Again, that rice up there is higher on the glycemic index than table sugar. So realizing when you eat carbohydrates, those are converted into sugar starting in the mouth, right? Now, I'm not demonizing it, okay? I know people will go, you just hate on sugar. I'm not hating on sugar. God made these things. We should enjoy them. There's nothing wrong with it. I get into this debate all the time. I've got a guy that's a troll on this account that if you go and look at his comments on video, I'm okay with the carnivore diet. If you want to live carnivore, I'm okay with it. I coach people in carnivore all the time in nutrition. I help people. It's not hard to do. But here's the thing. It's like ignoring what can help people is crazy. And why do I want to deny myself? Here's what we do. This is a game changer. How do you eat? I'm going to give you, here's the tips right here. How do you eat? Number one, order the meals that you eat. And I don't mean that going to the restaurant. I mean fiber, fats, and proteins. Put the sugar at the end of the meal. Dessert belongs there. Listen to your grandparents, or listen to me. Eat your veggies first. Eat those veggies first, right? That's what they say. You got to have that salad. You got to eat your veggies first. That was always when I'm sorry, my grandparents never talked that way. But we want to eat those veggies first. See, here's the thing. Your liver, when you eat carbohydrates, your liver is kind of like a soccer mom. Just give it to me. Give it to me. Whatever I got to do, I'll do it. I'll make sure my kids get where they need to go. When you are eating carbohydrates, the liver is going to take that blood sugar on. It will store it when it has no other place to put it. If you're going to eat and then sit on your rear end and not take a walk, it's going to store it. That's leading to the problems that we're having. So if we change the order that we eat, fiber, fats, and proteins, we lower our blood sugar levels. Now we can look at the CDC, Ohio State, UCLA, study after study after study after study after study. We find that just changing the order that you eat makes all the difference. And it doesn't matter how old you are. This is a game changer for overall health. All right? Just do that. So what does that mean? So if you go to the steakhouse, all right, how many of y'all go to how many of y'all go to a steakhouse? Periodically. You don't have to go every day. Or let's say you go to the Mexican restaurant. What do they bring you for free? At the start of a meal, you go to the steakhouse or you go to an Italian restaurant, what do they bring you for free? All of them will bring you something for free. Type in down in the comment, what do they bring you? Free food. Stop thinking about it. Free food. Free food. Type in the comment, at the steakhouse, the Mexican restaurant, Italian restaurant, what do they bring you for free? Guys, I don't bite. It's okay. You can type that. Just your little thumbs right there, just type. Right? So here's the thing. What those all are, they fall in the category of simple carbohydrates. I bet that you enjoy Frenty fries. What the heck is a Frenty fry? What the heck is a Frenty fry? When we start there, those are breads, rice, pastas, corn, potatoes, all right? That's what we get for free, right? They're going to bring those right out of the gate. So what we do is we start with the size. You meant French fries. I'll talk about that. I do enjoy French fries. I do, but I eat them the right way. eat them in the right order. And knowing that is key. Knowing that one thing is key, because when we eat in the right order, fiber starts and works like a gel. When you chew that in your mouth, that becomes a gel right out of the gate. Your gut, your stomach, is a bag. It's not a blender. So whatever you eat first changes the profile. So if we start with fiber, it coats the esophagus, coats the gut, right? Slows digestion, just like this apple, which had pectin on it rather than apple juice. This is absorbed, that apple juice, like that in the body. It just jumps right in. Fiber slows it down. So if we start with a side salad, get like a Caesar salad, then you have the steak and the French fries last, you just slowed the blood sugar spike. This is what I'm saying. I don't tell people you can't enjoy French fries. You need to be aware that when you go to the restaurant, you don't know what the oils are cooked in, right? I do when I go at home. I do when I'm at home. I control that. So we eat at home more now, and that has changed our lives. We save more money too, by the way, but that's a whole other thing. I want you to have the food freedom. That's the key part of this. So we start in that order. Fiber, fats, and proteins. In the day, we want to get 30 grams of fiber, 60 grams of fat, 90 grams of protein should be our goal through the course of the day for overall metabolic health. Put the carbs at the end of the meal and only eat them if you're hungry. All right? That's the order that we eat. All right? It doesn't mean, though, you have to eat the whole salad and then start the steak. If you have a couple of bites, that's giving you fiber, right? You're feeding your gut microbiome. 80% of your hormones for mental health are made in your gut. If you increase your soluble fiber by 10 grams, you lower your migraine chances by 11%. I know, I did it. When I started this is the fiber that I started to drink before my meals. I still do it today. It's almost going on 2 years now. This has been such a game changer for my overall health, is making sure that I got this fiber. This is the one that I do because I can take it and have it anywhere. So like yesterday, we had pizza at work. We had a lunch and learn at my office. We had pizza given to us for free. Now they did have salad, so I ate salad first. Then I had my pizza. But before I did any of it, I had this fiber right here. So that's how we want to eat. The other thing is we don't want to eat all day. When we eat all day, we never give insulin time to come back down. Remember what I said, blood sugar spikes, insulin increases. Blood sugar, insulin, blood sugar, insulin, blood sugar, insulin, blood sugar. It's like a boxing match, right? We need to cut that out. So what we want to do is bring that insulin levels down. Well, it takes about 10 to 12 hours for insulin to come down. It takes about 3 to 4 hours for sugar to come back down. One's a hormone, one's something that we're adding to our body. And in truth, your body will make all the sugar that you need. If you watch my video earlier today, I had Yvette Felder-Oxfeld, who is a nurse and a diabetes educator, on. She was doing a seminar on this very thing, all right, is how important it is that 1 teaspoon of sugar is all that's going through your body and your body needs at any time in your bloodstream. And your body can make it. Your body's going to get the sugar that you need if you give it the right foods. So, if we skip breakfast, how many of y'all have heard breakfast is the most important meal of the day? Type me in the comment. If you've heard that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, type me in the comment. How many of you have heard that? Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Maybe you had a parent do it, your teachers did it, your doctors did it. You go online and you hear people talk about it, right? Jamie, you've heard that, right? Okay. So anybody else, you've heard that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I grew up with it. I told my kids that. Man, my son, it was like a fight in the morning. Try and get a toddler to eat when they don't want to eat. Try to make a 2 or a 3-year-old eat when they don't want to eat, right? They know when they're hungry. They know when they're hungry. You want to know where the most important meal of the day came from? Go back and look in the history. Post cereal and Kellogg cereal had a competition. Now, Kellogg's won, and Post has got some good cereals, right? We like their cereals too. It was marketing. It was marketing. And guess what? The American Heart Association, American Diabetes Association, guess what? They get paid from the food companies when they put that ADA approved and AHA approved on the packaging. They make money. They're making money because we're sick. And part of it is breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. Kellogg's has a very twisted history, right? So I'm not going to go into it. It's too early in the morning for that. But the reality of this is that was marketing. And I encourage you, if you don't believe me, I want you to go back and look. These are things I hope that you will go back and look. All right? It didn't come about. Breakfast was not a meal. Consistently they had. You would break your fast when you were hungry. And I would tell people, anybody that's on here, if you're going to break your fast in the morning before 11 or 12, you break it with something savory. Remember, fiber, fats, and proteins. If you don't have the fiber, have the protein. This is where you're going to break that fast. Those are things that do not spike your blood sugar the way that, remember what I said, bags, boxes, and bottles with barcodes. We're talking about breads, rice, pastas, corn, potatoes. What's in a cornflake? It's in the name, corn. You get what I'm talking about? That's the basis of our cereals. So we're starting the day with this blood sugar spike, increasing our insulin. So we're craving it all day long. We got to bring that down. Oh, on my first time. That's your name. On my time, 2077. Oh, I'm glad that you're here. Welcome in. I'm so glad that you're here. Awesome, awesome. First time. I'm glad. Make sure that you like and subscribe. And if it's helpful, then definitely, I'd love for you to share. So, and if you've got questions, throw them out to me. So we want to eat that breakfast. We want to break our fast when we're hungry. Now, I will do that every single day. Remember, this is how we're eating. I know we're still on this. This is a big kick, right? But how we are eating matters, right? So start with savory. So even if you don't necessarily have a choice, all right, don't want to start a fight with mom and dad. That's not what I'm saying. It's not what I'm saying. Start with savory and say, Mom, I need something savory. I need some protein. If I'm going to start my day, I want some protein. Maybe avocado. You can't argue with an avocado. If you're going to have toast, have avocado toast. If you're going to have toast, have sourdough bread, right? Ask for some certain things. If mom and dad are insistent, say, okay, and I want maybe some eggs, right? Or some sausage. I want some good protein. Not in a bar, again. On bags and boxes and bottles with barcodes. All right? We want good protein. Okay? And then we go to eating. Don't snack all day. Every time you're snacking, blood sugar staying high, blood sugar, insulin, we're beating our pancreas up. And here's the thing. I'm talking about insulin. But it's also realizing your pancreas makes another hormone called glucagon. Glucagon is the one that tells the body to unlock the fat stores. So if we go back, let me go back. Those of y'all that are coming in, if y'all remember this picture, right? Because we are eating all the time, this is not to be shaming anybody, okay? I want y'all to understand. But because we are eating all the time, insulin is staying elevated here. Up here, glucagon was being engaged because they didn't eat all the time in the 60s. We didn't have all the things in bags and boxes with barcodes. And I'll tell you that in part because I'm a kid of the 70s. I was diagnosed with arthritis when I was 9 years old, 1980. Well, guess what I'd been eating? Cereals, Apple Jacks, oatmeal, toast with jelly, which I did all of those for a long time. That's why when I got to my 50s, right, I was looking like this guy right here. Scoot that over. That's what I was looking like in 2024. I was looking like the people on the beach, right? And that's why I got diagnosed with diabetes. And I was dealing with insulin resistance since I was 9. So if you get this, my concern that 1 in 3 teenagers is now pre-diabetic, and we've got kids under the age of 6 that are now having non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. That's just like, what? Okay, so here we go. So we got the how are we eating? I kind of went through this. Ask me any questions you want about this. How are you exercising? Now, this is not as complicated as people make it sound. What are you doing for exercise? What are you doing? So, and it can be as simple as doing a 10-minute walk after you eat, but it can be other things too. Let me tell you what. So I'm in Alaska. This was us this last summer. Is that a workout? What do you think? Is this a workout? I mean, that's us having caught those salmon out in the Kenai River. But I didn't just get out of my car and walk into a stream. It's hard to get sometimes onto the Kenai. I had to sit there and make a walk of about 100 yards. We had to carry all this equipment, all of our fishing poles, all of our coolers, right? Then after we caught those pounds of salmon, we had to get them back up. We were out in that river having to balance. The body was working, right? So the river's coming in. You're casting that line. You're exercising. Are you doing chores around the house? You're exercising. Are you walking the dog after you eat? That's exercise. Are you picking up something heavy? That's exercise. Are you doing push-ups? Are you doing crunches? How are you eating? How are you exercising? Your muscles are the biggest sponge of sugar in your body. And that's what we want to focus on. All right. So how are we eating? How are we exercising? We do those two things, we're going to be in great shape. We're going to be in great shape. Guys, welcome in. I'm Coach Ken. I'm up in Anchorage, Alaska. This is Coach Ken in the AM. We are talking about the hand. Talk to the hand. How are you eating? How are you exercising? What are your extras? Who are you encouraging? How are you elevating? And the best question ever, what is the wise thing to do? Where are you coming in from on my time? Tell me where you're coming in from. Folks that are stopping in, so glad that you're here today and hanging out with us and being part of the conversation. Let me know where you're coming in from. We'll talk about that too. And we'll talk a little bit about Alaska if you want to know about fish, catching fish. We love doing that up here. So we're not right now. At least I'm not. I'm not ice fishing. It's not my thing. All right. I'll wait till the weather's a little bit nicer. So what are your extras? We got, hi there. How are you? Where are you coming in from? Welcome in. Welcome into the house. So we've talked about how are we eating? How are we exercising? What are your extras? Right out of the gate, down in Alabama, Jamie, awesome. Alabama, Oregon, Tillamook to be exact. I am crab raker for my fun. Ooh, I bet that takes some work. Australia, hi there. Oh, wonderful. I love it. I love it. I don't know if my Japanese crew, I haven't seen them this morning. I've got a huge group of folks from Japan that come on my lives. I haven't seen any of them today. I'm kind of missing them. But I'm glad that you guys are here. Totally awesome. Totally awesome. So throw out questions. I'd love to know. I bet that takes a shark is here. That's not my friend Shark Lover, is it? I have somebody on my live that's Shark Lover. So how are you? Welcome in. So here's the thing. When it comes to extras, now part of it is always going, I'm not anti-medicine. I'm not anti-doctor. There's a place for all of it. All right. They're the ones that do most of the testing and stuff. If you're having it is, okay, you changed your name. Okay, very good. Well, welcome back. Welcome back. So, what are your extras? Magnesium, D3, and K2 are the three that when I talk to people, are usually dealing with in our modern food environment that we've been talking about. We're short on. So those are some that are right there out of the gate. Now, depending on your issues, all right, and being healthy overall, I'm not a big multivitamin fan. And I say that because if you're eating over here correctly, that's going to help. Now, what I do is when we do work one-on-one as coaches and we're dealing with insulin resistance, right? Iodine. Is that one that you're dealing with? Iodine is not typically one that most people are struggling with, but as far as needing. So what I do is we coach when we're dealing with insulin resistance is helping people to learn to eat and live correctly. So I have not heard in the doctors and in nutrition, iodine is not typically one that has been a big issue. So talk to me a little bit more about that. Talk to me, Goose. What is where is it that one has come up for you? What we do is we will drink yerba mate in a very concentrated form because it stimulates chlorogenic acid. It is a vascular dilator, all right, and so it helps with blood pressure. It helps lowering LDL and HDL, and helps. So, okay, so it is. I got you. Okay, so just doing a little bit. Iodine for the thyroid. I got you. Okay. Oh, Canadian cat. Awesome. Glad that you're here. So iodine for the thyroid. Got you. Okay. Definitely can be a trace mineral that people are missing. It's important. This is why it's important to get that fiber, because it's a trace mineral. That's one of the things that when we're eating those good fibrous vegetables and food, when I talked about it, Dracul, good to see you this morning. All right, is that we also do fiber, and I do this fiber because this is both of these are in the PDR.net. All right, and this is what I drink. If you're seeing me this morning, I start here rather than coffee. Not that you can't have coffee. Coffee increases your body's GLP-1 as well. So it's a good thing to help control those food cravings, so we're not wanting to eat all day. The caffeine can be a problem for a lot of people. So yerba mate is usually a better source and choice. And because this is in the PDR.net, and we can talk more about it, about why it's beneficial. I'm doing really good this morning. Thank you so much for asking. Just an FYI, those of y'all don't know, so I was talking last week. We got our house on the market last week, and we are under contract right now. So we already had somebody that has bought our home, so we are in the midst of doing our taxes, and then we are going full bore to move and get all of our stuff out of the house. So we've got a lot to get done. So, but this is the fiber that we do every day, and this is a multivitamin in the sense that it's all from plant fibers. So everything in here is awesome. So those are the extras that we do. I also make sure I have magnesium and D3, and so it's always important to talk to your doctor to see where you might be missing something. I'm going to always go into more detail there. So number 4. We have a cabin, so we're going to be moving up there. We're going to be moving a little bit farther north in Alaska, and we already have a cabin that that we're going to be moving to. So that is our plan. Where was that? So who are you encouraging? And that to me is what this channel is about, is to share what I know. When you have that opportunity to share what you know, it is an important part of learning. As an educator, which I have taught people, and as a pastor for years, is that when you learn something, the best way to put it into your long-term memory is to share it with other people. So the more that you're teaching, the more that you're building other people up, you're encouraging them. That's one of the reasons I'm here. When I encourage people to go be excellent to one another, that's the golden rule. Go do unto others. How can you help somebody today? How can you encourage somebody today? How can you lift other people up? Right? That is so critically important for our world. There's so much negativity. So who are you building up? Do you put that as a priority during the day? How many of y'all think about the people that you live with? Who are you building up? Who are you encouraging? That is a big, big part of what we are to do. Don't neglect that. Don't neglect that. Who around you is going to need that? It could be as simple as I always tell people, it can be as simple as holding the door open for somebody that needs a hand, right? The other day, I heard a terrible story, but one that is so very evident that up in Fairbanks, Alaska, here that's about 6 hours from us. My oldest stepson lives there. There was a guy that shared his father, who was 75, had got stuck in a snowbank, got out of the car to dig himself out. Nobody stopped. He collapsed and died on the side of the road. Now, I know that it's tragedy, and that brings up the point. Who are you encouraging? How many people drove by? He wasn't blocking traffic. How many people drove by and wouldn't help a 70-year-old man dig out of a snowbank? He was by himself in negative temperatures. Who are you encouraging? It can be that simple. Who are you helping? A stranger? A friend? A family? Does it matter? So I want to encourage you right there. Who are you encouraging? And the fifth one, how are you elevating? Hey, that's awesome on my time. Exactly. Random acts of kindness. Such an important thing. And I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for your loss. Is to develop that in your life. How are you helping people? What are you doing? I'm so proud of my kids do that. And I try to. I don't look at what I do, but when I see them and I hear them, I'm glad that they've taken that, and I'm glad to hear that. And passing that on to set that example. How are we doing things to help others? And how does that bring us joy? Right? That's huge. That's a huge part of living life. And yeah, when people show themselves who they really are, you believe them the first time. Maya Angelou, it's one of my wife's favorite quotes. To always be generous and willing to help people. But once they show you, believe them, right? So how are you elevating? Ultimately, what are you doing for the soul? What are you doing for your soul? What about for your mindset right up here? How are you doing that? For me, this is the season of Lent. I'm an ordained clergy, right? This is my book right here, largest moose population in the world. Ah, yes, the moose. Yes, you guys probably do. Y'all are the biggest ones. We have them here in Alaska for sure. We have them at my front door. I got a lot of moose stories. So we know all about them. Because I can't drive back to the States without going through Canada. So there's that. So I totally get it. Yeah. Oh man, catching up with me is a busy day yesterday. I actually have a video. Actually, my most viral video was a short about the most dangerous animals in Alaska, and the number one being the moose. Is it good to be self-conscious of doing good? I think so. I think that the key is not bragging about it. I love to see the moose too. The key, I think, is not bragging about it. I didn't get from that you're promoting yourself in that way. Look at what I did. It's to know that you're the one doing it. It's not about trying to draw attention to yourself, which is kind of our society today, is how can we draw attention to ourselves? What makes us better than anybody else? Oh, sorry, my throat's a little tired. I think being aware that you are doing good, that's important, right? It's not that we're bragging, but it's being aware of how we're acting. We should live self-aware. Self-reflection can both suck and also be a great source of inspiration. What brings you joy? If doing that brings you joy, then that's something you need to keep doing. for sure. That helps to elevate. That helps to elevate you, your spirit, your soul, puts you in connection with the divine. And I don't want to offend anybody because I have Christians on here. I'm a Christian pastor. But it's also recognizing that people have different approaches. I like to call God the divine because for all people, it's just more of a neutral term. If you want to talk more about faith, I'm happy to do that as well. That's cool. Canadian cat. My daughter is over in Japan right now. No, I don't want to be aware of it. Then just keep doing what you're doing. It's not a bad thing to be aware of it because, like I said, if it brings you joy, then don't just live in that moment. And there's nothing. What I want to affirm you is you're doing the right things. It's okay to be aware of it. It really, really is, right? But just keep doing what you're doing, right? And I hate. I hate that phrase, but you do. Hey, Jordan, good morning. Hey, Jordan. Yeah, been here for a little bit. I've been on for, I did a 30-minute earlier continuing ed with a nurse, vet, Oxford, Felder, or Felder, Oxford, on insulin resistance, and I've been doing this live for almost an hour now. So we're coming up on an hour. So the best question ever, let me go to that one. What is the wise thing to do? What is the wise thing to do? Now, I say that because that's why I put that as the best question overarching all of these right there. All right. These are the best questions for your overall health, for body, mind, and soul. All right. Body, mind, and soul. The overarching one is, what is the wise thing to do? It's not about what's the right thing to do. We've kind of talked a little bit about that. Or the wrong thing to do, which that's important to know. But what is the wise thing to do? What is the thing that in all situations, whether it's healthy, is it the healthy thing? I mean, we were talking about French fries earlier. Do I enjoy French fries? Yeah, I'm a nutrition. Hey, no, it's totally fine, Canadian cat. I totally get you, man. You just come right back anytime I'm live, man, and watch some of my videos. Hopefully those will help guide you a little bit as well. Do I enjoy French fries? Absolutely, I enjoy French fries. The wise thing is not to eat the French fries when I get them hot from McDonald's. The first thing. The wise thing is to make sure that I have my fiber. That's the wise thing. And then I can have the protein from the burger patty. Then I can enjoy fiber, proteins, and fats, and carbohydrates later in the meal. We want to get filled up with fiber and protein first to slow that. And so there's a whole group of people that will say, don't eat the French fries. We're not demonizing those carbohydrates. We have food freedom. You can reverse insulin resistance. You can reverse diabetes. You can reverse fibromyalgia. You can reverse these things. I'm so glad. Thank you for being here. Hi there. You are so glad. I hope you made sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date on what we've got going on. We go live here pretty regular. I'm here almost every day, and Dr. G, we keep talking about going live, but we've got a lot of stuff going on. Join our Facebook group. That's in the link over in my description of the channel. But what I'm saying is all of these things related to insulin resistance can be reversed when we just start to eat in the right order, when we start to live, particularly the first three. How are you eating? How are you exercising? What are your extras? You start to make those changes, you can change everything. You can change everything about it. And if you need help with coaching, if you're really in those states like I was when I was diagnosed with diabetes, let's start the Feel Great system. Let's start working together as a coach and client, and we work together to reverse what's going on here and get you back on this health journey. All right? It is huge change. And the great part about this, and I love being on YouTube because this is available around the world. This is in over 65 countries now that you can order this and that I can coach you on it. I can work with you in any of those places, right? And it is such an easy thing to do to reinforce your overall health and everything that I talk about here. will work with that. Awesome. So guys, I'm Coach Ken. Sometimes I forget to introduce myself. I get kind of in a role here. We've been through the hand. I always want you to keep that up. Every time you look at it, remember what we talked about, those 5 questions and the best question ever. Guys, I'm Coach Ken, live in the AM. How are you? Let me know where you're coming in from. What do you want to ask me? What do you want to throw out there? Is it about eating? Is it about exercising? Is it about supplements? Is it about encouraging others? Is it about your spiritual journey? Is it just about life? Hey, I'm 54. Throw it out there. There's a whole bunch of channels now that are living in life at 54. What do you want to hear from a 54-year-old guy that's up at, 6 a.m. in the morning in Alaska? 5:40 in the morning, right? You're sitting here going, you're hanging out with me. What do you want to know? I want to know who's here, right? I have people coming in and out and in and out. And you guys teach me stuff. That's one of the things I love about being on here while we're live. You know, I jump on and I've got my resources, supplements or quick fixes for muscle cramps on my time. Supplements or quick fixes for muscle cramps. You need water. Typically electrolytes and water. If you're getting muscle cramps a lot, that's huge. You need to make sure you're stretching, one thing, and then make sure water is probably the big thing is needed, and electrolytes, probably you're missing salt as far as that goes as well, would be what I would look at. I will tell you, that's usually the one that hits me. Usually certain things that let me know that I need to be getting more water in everything. So, and especially if you are doing and practicing intermittent fasting, getting water is an important part of that as well. I even hate to even call it intermittent fasting. I just eat when I'm hungry now. And I'm actually not even so much aware of it anymore. I know that my body feels better if I don't start the day eating stuff. But if I don't get the water, usually the muscle cramps are going to come. So make sure a good electrolyte. I like Liquid IV. Unicity, the company that we work with that does the Feel Great system, has an electrolyte that's really good called Signal. And same price. They're all pretty much the same. Element has some really good ones as well. You just want to get the sugar free so you're not spiking your blood sugar. That's the key. This is why I love I love the idea of these packets, because they're standardized and you don't have to guess about it. Can I supplement? Hard to please guy. What do you mean? Can I supplement it to get the right equilibrium? I don't know what you mean by equal. Tell me more about what you're concerned about. You really always want to focus on what you're eating first. What are the natural whole foods that you're eating? And we want to focus there before we necessarily make it a priority. Yeah, and you don't have to have a lot. I actually will half my packets if I'm doing a electrolyte. I will a lot of times just half those packets because I'm getting so much water and I know that's what I need. But there's salt in those electrolytes that we need as well. Like I said, one of the reasons why I love the Unimate, the Mate, is this right here has the polyphenols in it, many of those vitamins and minerals that help, particularly for my vascular system. So when I'm drinking this consistently, which I do every day, I don't drink sodas and energy drinks because this is all natural. You have Alzheimer's. So Alzheimer's, so that's type 3 diabetes. Hard to please guy. So when did you start? One of the things is reversing. Now, if you're all the way there and you're struggling with that is Alzheimer's, type 3 diabetes is one of the signs of insulin resistance. And the Feel Great system is one of the things that we do that helps with diabetes and helps that. My wife is a doctor. And she was the one. I tell people that I listened to my wife and it saved my life. So part of that was realizing that as a dentist, and for those of y'all, I had a debate with a guy the other day who disappeared really quick. Hey, Erica, who was like, you're off script. You said your wife was a doctor. Now she said she's a dentist. Guess what? A dentist is a doctor. A primary care physician is a doctor, right? A surgeon is a doctor. A dentist is a doctor. You have to pass that classwork. You have to show that knowledge to become that. What medicals? She went to LSU. She went to LSU School of Dentistry, and the medical school there. Wyatt, how are you? What's up? What's up? And people don't realize, and I don't know how, if it's changed, but when she became a dentist, she had to spend 2 years in medical school. So the same first 2 years that a primary care physician would have as a dentist, she had to go through those same first 2 years. So like Grey's Anatomy and those kind of things. So when she looks in somebody's mouth, one of the things that she taught me early on, and she teaches, is the mouth is the window to your metabolic health. So if your mouth is showing signs of periodontal disease and other aspects, I'd go back and forth, hard to please guy. Like I said, you get what is hard to please. I'm sorry, I can't please. I go back and forth. And I will tell you, part of the reason I do is because of people like this guy the other day. Is people don't understand that she's a doctor. She's got medical training as a doctor. She will send people to the doctor, a primary care physician. She has that medical knowledge. And I want people to know and be able to educate people that are willing to listen that a dentist is a doctor. I am not. I am a certified nutrition coach and a clergy. I am an ordained clergy. I have a master's degree, and I have postgraduate certification in spiritual formation. And then I became a nutrition coach because of my own journey with diabetes and learning from her. I decided ultimately I didn't want to go back and try to get some other degree at 54, but I did want to continue to learn. So I took classes and got certified as a nutrition coach because of what I did and got that education, and continue to pursue other coursework with reputable, as I'm of course right now. Do you take diet confessions? Not sure what you mean by diet confessions. I mean, I help people with that. I mean, we do coaching and we do it. And this is one of the things, the way we do our coaching is we partner with a company that does the very same protocol that we did, and reinforces everything that we talk about with insulin resistance, with Alzheimer's. But my wife would sit there and would send people to their primary care physician and say, you need to go see your doctor because you have signs of diabetes. And people be like, what? You have signs of heart disease. What? Can you coach my team? Tell me more about what do you mean, hard to please guy? If they are, right now, if they want to, anybody that wants to start on the Feel Great system, I can definitely coach that. I could talk to Dr. G about that. And it would have to all probably be online. What we, and I don't know what kind of team you have. People, that's a term that can talk about a lot of different things. Is that a business team? Is that a sports team? A lot of different teams out there. But like right now, I'm studying, Dr. G and I are studying with Dr. Ben Bickman, who is at Brigham Young University, and one of the leading metabolic scientists specializing in insulin resistance. He wrote the book, Why We Get Sick. Do you have somebody helping you out there, hard to please guy, that's helping you with that? Oh, you're so very welcome. You're so very welcome. Anything I can do to help. But we do our coaching along this because when you order the product, this is going to help make everything regarding getting your fiber, eating correctly at your meals, doing intermittent fasting, this helps to make all that easier and improves the body's overall metabolic health after the years that we've really abused it. And when you order the product, you don't then have to pay for us. When you're ordering the product, you're paying for that. That includes getting us as coaches. It just makes things a lot easier. And if you're not happy with it, there's a 90-day money-back guarantee on using the Feel Great system. So, and you don't get it from us. It comes right from the company. Like I said, and it's over the world. And like I said, and then we'll work with you one-on-one with coaching, with nutrition. I've talked to people in India. I've talked to people in Bali and Japan about nutrition, and in China about how to eat. I do that here. This part of my work is free. But if you want to work with us one-on-one and get on a phone call, that will help with it. That's how we do that. So, all right. Welcome in, folks. I'm Coach Ken in the AM up in Anchorage, Alaska. Hope you're having an awesome day this morning. It is a Friday here in Alaska, and I know if you're over the international date line, I guess you're Saturday. I'm not sure. My daughter's in Japan, and I think she's ahead of me. I think that's right. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. I never remember when that is. I have not still, other than going to Hawaii, I've not gone farther over that direction yet. So I've gone over to the other side of the world, gone all the way to Croatia, and gotten that far over that way. But that's been as far over as I've gotten. So welcome in. I am Coach Ken in the AM. Those of y'all that are here, let me know how many of you guys have been here for a while. I see we've got some folks in the room still that are hanging out. Had a lot of people coming through today, some great conversations, and would love to know where you're coming in from, what's going on. Maybe you've got some questions for me. I'm not the oldest guy online on YouTube, but I don't know many that are in their 50s that are doing what I'm doing right now, which is really a form of life coaching, I guess, if you will. That seems to be a big part of what I've brought to the table here. And if you can't tell, I'm good at talking. I can talk all day. Oh. Oh. I think I got a video. I got a short out already. Got a couple of videos in this week. Not sure what videos I'm going to shoot this week. Anybody have any ideas? What would y'all like for me to do a long... This is why I like live. So I don't even know who's in my room right now. But, hey, what would y'all like me to do a video on if you were to come in and say, okay, I've got a life coach in here. He specializes in nutrition. What would you like me to do a video on? I do shorts all the time, so I can make a shorts about lots of things. But if I'm going to do a 10-minute video, what would y'all want me to do? Think about what I'm talking about. So I'm not going to go way off track, but if I was to do a 10-minute video, what would you want to hear about from me? Ideas. Give me some ideas. Help me build my channel. Help me build something that's going to be awesome, that you get to be a part of. That you be a part of a community, because that's what I do. I'm in Facebook groups trying to listen and talk to people, so I find out where people are hurting, so I can help with that. And if it's an area I can't help with everything, but I can help with a lot of things. What could I help you with? How would y'all like some help on that? So put that in the comments. Throw it out there. If there was something that you would like to, a 10-minute video. That's kind of my goal. I'm wanting to do a couple of 10-minute videos every week. What would be something that you would want to hear from a 50-plus-year-old guy that is a nutrition coach, is a pastor, that's building people up? Hopefully somebody's typing in the room down there. Nobody? Nobody? Man, it's quiet in the room now. Man, it's crazy. I guess it's getting to the top of the hour. People got to go. Is that what it is? And I get that. Because I got to go. We are coming up on 6 a.m. in the morning on a Friday. And I'm going to have to get off of this as well. So thank y'all so much for being here. Please, if you haven't subscribed, make sure that you do that. If not, that's okay too. But I'm glad that you're here. I am Coach Ken in the AM. And we are talking about body, mind, and soul. Talk to the hand. These are the 5 questions. How are you eating? How are you exercising? What are your extras? I would use every day a menu like they had in school. Oh, right, I've already done this. You could use a menu like they had in school. Okay, all right, I could do that. I will make a note about doing that. I have a food list that I send out to people. Maybe about food intolerance. Gluten is poison. Okay, thank you guys. That's awesome. Food intolerance. I love it. Thank you. On my time, 66 and ready to fix. Well, I will say this. I'm going to put this up here. This is the name of our, and I think it's going to do, this is the name of our Facebook group, Healthy Together and Feeling Great. We actually have a 10-day sugar detox recipe list. So I need to get that so it doesn't do this. I want it just to stay up there. See if I can lock it in. See if it'll just stay. But it, if you go here, there, Healthy Together and Feeling Great. I think I have a link to it in my description. There actually is we have a 10-day sugar detox. We did the 1st of February. And so if you go there and go into our files, we have a menu plan for 10 days and recipes for all of those. So that would be a good place to go. Brain thought, what's the deal with the splitting resemblance of yourself and SpongeBob? Hey, lid fill, brain thought, you must be the first person that's ever come in and insulted me in a live to try to get a rise out of me. Oh my gosh, that's just brilliant. You're not. That's not even original, lid fill. Don't think for 1 minute that's throwing me off, dude. That's just silly. And here's the thing. I thought, rather than spending all that time doing that, why don't you actually yeah, exactly. It's part of it. Yeah, do that. Just join our Facebook group. Lid fill. All that time you took to type that out, and you could have actually done something useful for a moment. That's the crazy part about it. So anyway, so I'm glad you guys are here. Make sure that you subscribe. Coach Ken on the AM will be back. Should be tomorrow. But if not, for some reason that you're subscribed, just know that I will be on here. Oh, Lidfield, go do something else. You know what? Don't tell me to shut up on my live. Don't tell me to shut up on my live. It's my live. Go do your own. Oh, here's an idea. What's the wise thing to do? Go do your own live. There you go. See if you can do that, because with that, you know what? Go grow your audience. Go do the work and provide some value to society. So that would be what I would recommend. All right. Yeah, exactly. You know what? And I it's one of those things that I'm going to let them tell me about poo pills. Chris Johnson, what do you want to know about poo pills? Tell me about what poo pills are you on? Metamucil. If that's a problem, Metamucil. That's about the only thing that it's good for. It's not going to help with anything other than that. If you're having issues, and it's pretty disgusting, as opposed to real fiber, that would be it. You can get it at Walmart. Tells you about the quality of it is. Benefiber also pretty much the same. Pretty much the same. You're just getting a one source fiber. So if you're having a problem, that would be it. So, man, I guess all the trolls at 6 a.m., what is that, 10 a.m., decide to wake up. Oh, I get it. You finally slept off your night before. And Chris Johnson, you don't have to yell at me. I can read pretty good. Yeah, I don't think they were either. I didn't see your name on there at all. But yeah, there really isn't. Metamucil will be the only thing that I would sit there and say, if you're wanting something that's actually helping metabolically, then the fiber that we do is the fiber to do. But if you're just dealing with some type of constipation or something like that, yeah, that's what Metamucil specializes in. It's not going to be particularly beneficial beyond that. And Benefiber, like I said, it's just stuff you get at Walmart. But if you want something that's actually going to help you, that has been proven that for that metabolic health, then that's where you'd want to get to. Okay. Thank y'all so much for being here. Go get the day, make it golden. Go be excellent to one another, and go be excellent to yourself. Remember the hand. Remember the hand. And the best question ever, what's the wise thing to do? And I would say the wise thing is to subscribe to the channel and be a part of our Thrive Tribe here at Healthy Together and Feeling Great. Thanks for the trolls showing up, and thank you on my time and everybody that's been a part of the live today. It's been so good seeing y'all here. Oop, did I get another comment? Yes, you're so very welcome. And we'll see you back around on the flip side.